Where are we going, James? Who's disappeared? We're going to go and catch some fishes. We're going to go and catch big fishes or little fishes? Little fishes. Okay. Hold on tight. Hello, welcome back to the fish locker out on the boat. Now the weather lately has been terrible, so we're taking the opportunity to have a quick session in a little bit of a weather window that we've got. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to try fishing with some soft plastics. So you can see I'm just setting up here. Just light spinning rods, and all I'm doing is just straight away from my leader. You're singing a song for me. As you can see, I've got Fish Locker Junior with me. Can you say hello?
Hello.
You got your boat coat on?
Yeah.
You got your whistle? Just what you need. You just wait there a minute. So, this is actually a new spinning rod. It's an Izu SW. I'm assuming the SW means salt water, but it's a 12 to 20, length 2.1 metres, casting weight 160 grams. The reason I bought this is my older rod, the other rod that I've got, is soon to be retired. Oh, you just hang on, don't be blowing that whistle yet. My other spinning rod is soon to be retired. I've had it quite a while. I like them when they're a bit pokey. That one's an 8 to 12 black rock bass rod, and this one is a 12 to 20. All I do is I'm just fishing it with my standard Abo spinning reel. You just keep quiet for 1 second, please. Just my Abo spinning reel, 25 pound braid, 30 pound mono leader, and all I've done is I've just put like a quick link swivel onto the end. And all I plan on doing today, you'll have probably seen I always keep my stuff in wallets or boxes or tubs. I like these. Just keep all your gear in there, close the lid down. It's that simple. I'm going to be fishing two types of rigs today. The Texas rig or the Carolina rig. Yes. And the only difference between them is where the lead is. Calm down. See this one here? This is why I like these snap nicks. All you do is you just bend the trace on like that. Now with this, you're just going to be quiet for a second. Do you want to keep tight hold of this for me? You want to keep tight hold of this?
No, it's too sharp.
It's not too sharp. Just hold it by its head. Ooh, you go see. You keep tight hold of that and keep quiet for a second. See where the lead is? The lead is away from the hook in its own little link. This is called the Carolina rig. See there, this hook? See how it's shaped like that? This I think is actually a 3/0. This is not a bad size. And all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take one of my jelly worms. This is, I can't remember what type of worm this is, just a soft plastic worm. And all you do is you take the front end and you just pass it through a little bit of the worm like that. Slide it up and then twist it round, and that goes up to your eye. Then you look at where the hook's going to come out, and that's where you put it in. Like that. That's what you call rigging weedless, like that. So that I can pull this through the rocks and the weeds and nothing's going to catch on the hook. But when a fish bites it, it goes like that and shows the hook proud. Like I say, I'm going to be using two different types of rigs. I'll show you the other one now. These rods are a lot of low rods that you get, they've got like a little link on there for putting your hook. What you should never do, if your rod doesn't have one of those, what you should never do is put it through the eye. If your rod doesn't have one, clip it to one of the legs like that. Never through the eye, because if you put it through the eye, the hook will scratch the porcelain and it'll eventually wear through your braid or your mono. Keep quiet 1 second, just let Dad do some talking. And on this one, see where the lead is? Tight up against the hook. That's called Texas rigging. So when the lead is above the hook, like that, that's the Carolina rig. And when the lead is on the hook, like that, it's called the Texas rig. Now this lure, you can see, is rigged in the exact same way on the hook, apart from this one is what's called a curly, I think it's called a curly hogtail. It just imitates like a little crayfish or a little crab. These are cracking for wrasse. There, look, you see, because this doesn't have one of those clips, all you do is you just clip it into one of the legs, like that. You're talking my head off today, aren't you? Right, tell me where the fishes are.
Right, in bottom or right?
The bottom of the water? Yeah. Are they down there or are they over there?
Down there.
Down there? Well, you heard him. Let's go and get them. Typically, the only clip that didn't have any audio on would have been the best one. I've been fishing on a piece of reef for maybe 5-10 minutes and got a real savage take. Now, you can't hear the real scream on this, and that's always my favourite part, but you'll just have to imagine it. It fought really well. I knew from the first 10 or 15 seconds of the fight that it was a good ballon wrasse because of the way that they fight. They're real savage. It's not like long searing runs like a pollock, it's just like a dogged, aggressive fight. It wasn't until I got the fish to the boat though that I realised how good a ballon wrasse it actually was. They're absolutely stunning. I love catching wrasse. No two the same, and all the colours of the rainbow. You can see this one here, it's a real vivid yellow and orange going into gold. They're a great fish. You can see here I didn't get a chance to get the net. I just thought I'd try and hand it out, and I could see that he had a real strong hook hold, so it was alright to do. It was a brute. Definitely my PB lure caught wrasse. Look at the size of it. What an absolute pig. What absolute... Whoa. He's actually just in the process of spitting up a crab as well. Look at the colours underneath his chin. He's a stunner, isn't he? You can see there, look, it was taken on a crawfish lure. Look at his teeth. God, it's got to be £5 at least. Let's see if I can get this hook out and get him on the scales. While he's recovering in the net, just have a look at the rig that I was using. And that is it. It was a Texas style rig, which means that lead's right on the hook, and it was just like a little brown crawfish. Now, I'd said before that the wrasse love these. Obviously they just look like prawns or crabs. Oh, he's chewed it up a bit. It might get another fish, but he's chewed this one up a little bit. There we go. See? Just like that. And it was just sink and draw, so all I was doing was I was just casting it out 10 yards and I just let it at the bottom, just give it a bounce and like one wind, and then a bounce and one wind and a bounce. That was it. I just took it hard. It was over £6. That there, try that again. Take an average of the two. That locked in at 6.17, which means he was around about £6 2 ounces. Let him recover, but I'll say that's got to be 6.3, 6.4. Was that funny? It did splash me. That's one of the things, if you get a hit and you don't hook up, you're better off checking sometimes. Because you can see there, look. No, I've not got any fishes. The lure slid down. There, I've just missed a strike there, and it's taken the whole worm away. No, not yet. I'm going to try making it a little bit short this time. Just taking that much off the end. Wrasse. You can see how big it is because there's a little tiny bite mark in the back of there. There, look. So they're just taking the tails off, so it must just be little tiny ones. Cheeky buggers. We need to catch the biggest fishy in all the world. I'm doing my best. Now, we're in 58, 59 feet of water. And we're drifting at about 0.6 knots now. So this isn't bad. Covering a little bit of ground. I'm sorry for the noises, a helicopter doing manoeuvres just over there. It's not a bad speed and it's not a bad depth. You don't want much deeper because seaweed and kelp doesn't grow much deeper. And I'm after the stuff that lives in there. You can see all I'm doing is just lowering down till I can almost feel the bottom of the bump there. The ground's pretty flat here, so we might go back up there where we had them bites. And there's the culprit. See what he's taking there? Texas rig, green and white worm, little ballan wrasse. Yeah, just reset the worm and he's ready to go. Now, as the wind's picked up, the drift has picked up as well. So I'm having to cast the lures a little bit in the direction that I'm going, so that when the boat ends up on top of them, they're at the bottom. Otherwise they just end up miles away. Now the drift's picked up and it's now 1.6 knots. Now that picked up in no time at all. But it does mean that there's a chance of picking up a pollock. What? You want to catch it? Okay, we'll just give me a minute, I'll see if I can catch another one for you. And what's worse is the rain started. I'm not a softie, but I don't like fishing in the rain. That's not something I was expecting to catch. A little starfish.